Name the method of food preservation shown in the picture.
Good thinking. Canning is the right answer.
What food preservation technique has been used here?
You're right. Drying is the correct answer.
Which method is used to preserve these?
Excellent choice. Drying in the sun is the right answer.
Find the manufacturing date.
Right again, 29/08/2018 is a valid answer. What is the food product?
On track. Jam is the correct answer. Which of the following can be kept fresh by putting it in a bowl which is kept in a container with some water?
Correct response. Green coriander is the most accurate answer.
Packed date of biscuits. 22 faves 2021 best before A 3 months from the date of packing safe A unsafe to use today. Clear logic. Your choice safe to use today is sound and 100% true. Dash is the name of the process invented by Louis Pasteur for the preservation of milk.
Smart pick. Pasteurization is the correct choice.
Among milk, potatoes and raw rice, when kept in open, which will spoil first? Dash. Well picked. Milk is the correct answer. The pulp is strained through a fine muslin cloth to remove dust from the pulp. Perfect. True is the correct choice. Mango juice was taken out and filtered through a fine cloth to remove fibers. Sharp thinking. True is the right choice. What are the different varieties of mangoes available in the summer season?
Solid response. Alfonso mango is a valid choice. What type of environment is required for the preparation of Mimidi Tandra?
Correct. Sunny day is the right answer. Glass jars are dried well in the sun before filling them with pickles too. Bravo. Make them moisture-free is the answer. Which of the following conditions is required by microorganisms to grow? Nice work. You chose temperature and moisture, and it is correct. Which of the following can be kept fresh by wrapping it in a damp cloth? Nice selection. Green coriander is the correct and valid answer. Sambar kept in fridge doesn't spoil soon because bacteria cannot get. Great thinking. Warmth is the right choice. Which of these can be kept in open place to keep fresh for 1-2 days? Good job. Your answer, onion, works well here. We must never check the expiry date of any product before using it. Nicely done. False is a solid answer. Name the variety of mangoes that can be found in the winter season. Valid point. Alfonso is true. Which of the following food items will get spoiled within 1-2 days? Strong choice. Cooked food is the right answer. These foods can be preserved for a long time because they are dry. You chose milk powder, biscuits, apelum, and it is correct. Which of these is not a milk product that can last for a long time? Great job. Here is the accurate answer. Sugar and salt was mixed into the mango pulp and dried in the sun. Well reasoned. False is the correct choice. Dash of food items cannot be stored for a longer duration of time. right choice. Perishable is the best answer.
Which variety of mangoes is available during the monsoon season?
Excellent. Alfonso is a brilliant choice.
You can carry sauce to a 2-day journey from Pune to Kolkata. Smart move. True is an accurate answer. Process of treating food so that it does not spoil is called.
You got it. Your choice food preservation is right. What type of mangoes are required for preparing an aim papad? Well done. Ripe mangoes is the right choice.
How can we keep fresh mango juice without spoiling for 1 day?
Exactly. Keeping in the fridge makes sense and it is right choice. Moist bread spoils within 2-3 days due to development of dash.
Bravo, fungus is the answer.
Preservation methods can lead to loss of nutrients from food. Smart pick. True is the correct choice. How many weeks of hard work is needed to make Mamidi Tandra? Well done. All 4 weeks is the right choice. What appears on moist bread when it is kept for a few days? Correct response. Fungus is the most accurate answer.
The following detail is not mentioned on a packet of bread.
You got it. Your choice fragrance of food is right. Which of these food items is not made from unripe mangoes?
Excellent choice. Jam is the right answer.
The thin layer of pulp is left spreaded to dry in the dash. Well picked. Sun is the correct answer. For making Mamidi Tandia, pulp is strained to remove dash. Exactly. Fiber makes sense, and it is right choice. Which of the following kills the food spoiling bacteria? Right again. Boiling is a valid answer. How much time is required to prepare the Mamidi Tandra? Good thinking. 4 weeks is the right answer. Which type of mangoes are available throughout the year? Sharp thinking. Alfonso mangoes is the right choice. The mat needs for the preparing Mamidi Tandra is made of?
Nice work. You chose leaves of palm tree, and it is correct.
What is mixed in the mango pulp to make Mamidi Tandra? Well reasoned. Both sugar and jaggery is the correct choice. How did Ammon know that the potato sapsi had got spoilt? Right choice. By smell is the best answer. Which of these is not used for preservation of pickle? Strong choice. Water is the right answer. Pickling and canning are not food preserving processes. You chose false, and it is correct. Juices and milk in Tetra Pak stays fresh for long time.
Great job. True is the accurate answer.
Mention ways by which you can check if food is spoiled.
On track. All of these is the correct answer.
Onions and garlics must be kept in a dry, open place.
Nice selection. True is the correct and valid answer.
How many weeks does it take to prepare Mamidi Tandra? Clear logic. Your choice 4 is sound and 100% true. Which type of cloth is required to strain mango pulp? Good job. Your answer fine muslin cloth works well here.
Which of the following has chemicals for preserving?
Solid response. Mango jam is a valid choice.
Which of these can get spoiled in 2 to 3 days?
Excellent. All of these is a brilliant choice.
The name mango is derived from the Tamil word dash.
Perfect. Manke is the correct choice.
Which of these items would not spoil till 1 month?
Correct. All of these is the right answer.
How much time it will take to prepare Mamidi Tandra?
You're right. 4 weeks is the correct answer.
In which season growth of microorganisms is common?
Smart move. Rainy and summer is an accurate answer.
Some of the foods that get spoilt in 2-3 days are.
Great thinking. All of the above is the right choice.
What is added to reduce the moisture from the food?
Valid point. Salt is true.
During dash season, food items don't spoil quickly.
Nicely done. Winter is a solid answer.
Jaggery is added more than sugar in Mamidi Tandra.
Correct response. False is the most accurate answer.
Mamidi Tandra was covered by sari to avoid dust.
Well done. True is the right choice.
What is the main reason for the spoilage of food?
Excellent. Microorganisms is a brilliant choice.
In which season does the food get spoiled easily?
Smart pick. Summer is the correct choice.
In how many days Mamidi Tandra made in the story?
Correct. 28 days is the right answer.
How do we come to know that food has got spoilt?
Nice work. You chose all of these, and it is correct.
What is the name of Ampapad in Andhra Pradesh?
Strong choice. Humidity is the right answer. If milk is not boiled properly, it gets spoiled.
Well picked. True is the correct answer.
Most microbes cannot grow and multiply when the.
Perfect. All the above is the correct choice.
How will we understand that the food is spoiled?
You got it? Your choice by smell is right.
The removal of water from a substance is called.
Right again. Dehydration is a valid answer.
Which is the main fruit to make Mamidi Tandra?
Sharp thinking. Mangoes is the right choice.
Which food item cannot be kept for 1 month?
Great job. Here is the accurate answer.
What kind of mangoes are used to make pickles?
Bravo. Unripe mangoes is the answer.
Which food items would not spoil till a month? Nicely done. Wheat flour is a solid answer.
The dashi of mangoes is extracted in a vessel.
You're right. Pulp is the correct answer.
Bacteria and fungi grow well at dash by and dash.
Well reasoned. Room temperature and moisture is the correct choice.
Select a food preservative from the following.
Excellent choice. Sodium benzoate is the right answer.
Amlas, tamarind, raw mangoes are preserved by.
Smart move. Salting is an accurate answer.
Mango pickle is made from most ripe mangoes.
Good job. Your answer false works well here.
Mamidi Tandra takes dash weeks of hard work.
Right choice. 4 is the best answer.
Which thing is not made from unripe mangoes?
Exactly. Rheumatism makes sense and it is right choice.
Some foods that can be kept for a month are.
You chose onion, and it is correct.
Which of these is not a sign of spoilt food?
Nice selection. Bright colors is the correct and valid answer.
Milk can be kept fresh for 1-2 days by dash.
Great thinking. Boiling is the right choice.
Cooked food gets spoiled easily due to dash.
Solid response. Moisture is a valid choice. How can you know that the food has spoiled? Valid point. All of the above is true.
After 4 weeks, the dash is ready to eat.
On track. Fishing tandra is the correct answer.
Jams, jellies, and squashes are examples of.
Clear logic. Your choice preservation by sugar is sound and 100% true.
Which food will get spoiled in 304 hours? Good thinking. Raw milk is the right answer.
Milk is a food item that gets spoiled in.
On track. Within 2 days is the correct answer.
Salt and sugar are used as preservatives.
Right choice. True is the best answer.
The method of food preservation SR.
Nice work. You chose all of the above, and it is correct.
Fungus grows on the food when there is.
You chose all the above, and it is correct.
In Hindi mango tandra ice known as dash.
Correct. Rheumatism is the right answer.
Pickling is a food preservation method.
Solid response. Yes is a valid choice.
Where does a Triapuram town situated?
You got it? Your choice Andhra Pradesh is right.
Which method is used to preserve fish?
Good thinking. Salting is the right answer.
We can also make pickles of mangoes.
Smart pick. True is the correct choice.
What is the national fruit of India?
Clear logic. Your choice mango is sound and 100% true.
It gives sweetness to Mamidi tandra.
Good job. Your answer both A and B works well here.
In which state is a Triapuram town?
Great thinking. Andhra Pradesh is the right choice.
Mamidi tandra is prepared with dash.
Sharp thinking. Mangoes is the right choice. How can we observe microorganisms? Valid point. Microscope is true.
Choose the odd one.
Correct response. Water is the most accurate answer.
Dash is used to see microorganism.
Smart move. Microscope is an accurate answer.
Different food items spoilt due to.
Strong choice. Seasons and condition is the right answer.
Unripe mangoes can be eaten with.
Nice selection. Salt and chili powder is the correct and valid answer.
Mat to spread pulp was made of.
Excellent choice. Both A and C is the right answer.
Which thing is made from mango?
Well reasoned. All of the above is the correct choice.
Process of preservation of milk.
Exactly. Pasteurization makes sense, and it is right choice.
Boiling is preservation method.
Well done. True is the right choice.
Pickles are preserved by using.
Excellent. Sugar and jaggery is a brilliant choice.
The pulp is dashed on the mat.
Well picked. Spread is the correct answer.
Needs Mac Mango Tangerine with.
Nicely done. Jaggery and sugar is a solid answer.
Choose the odd one.
Great job. Ghee is the accurate answer.
Eating spoiled food causes.
Bravo. Food poisoning is the answer.
Mud grow on dash places. Right again. Moist is a valid answer.
Mango tender ice made by.
You're right. Drying in sun is the correct answer.
Can honey last for years?
Perfect. Yes is the correct choice.
The food is spoiled by. Strong choice. Fungus is the right answer. Food is essential to.
Perfect. Both A and B is the correct choice.
Papad is preserved by. You chose drying, and it is correct. Pickles are kept in.
On track. Dried bottles is the correct answer.
Vacuum packing is.
Exactly. Air-free packing makes sense and it is right choice.
Mud is a dash.
Well done. Bacteria is the right choice.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Nice selection. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the correct and valid answer.